Hello, I'm Annie. This is my vlog. Welcome, and I would like to show my one day of being teacher assistant, the TA, this semester with you. So, like first, I need to get up early on every Monday since I need to borrow the keys. I need to borrow the classroom. So next I will take you guys to go our buildings and tell you where I get the keys, where I borrow the classroom for students. Here is the place that I borrow the classroom, the keys, the microphone, and so on. And here, where is here? Can you guess it? It's the office for the College of Liberal Arts. So it is the place for me to borrow the keys for the students. Happily, everybody has seen our buildings and where I borrow the keys, our classroom. So next part, I would like to talk about like when I wake up. Like I usually woke up at 9 a.m. and rode my scooter to school from my dormitory and go borrowing the key and open the classroom before 10 a.m. And like I would turn after I open the classroom, I will turn on the computer or like set up the microphone for a teacher and also printed the quizzes papers in advance and lay waiting for my students coming. And next, I will hand the quiz paper out for them at 10 past 10 a.m. And the lessons I've mentioned here it is the required courses called Western Literature class for the freshmen in this department. So as I previously mentioned that the work I have to do before the professor and the students coming to the class. The other things I need to do is like after my students took the quiz, I also need to correct their quizzes. As I will like here, I'll show you. This is their quiz paper. And because of the privacy, right? So I will cover their name. This is their quiz paper like this. Okay, so it is a hard work for me to correct these quizzes because these courses has about 70 students here. So correct their quizzes for me is a hard work, really a hard work. So correct the quiz paper is a hard work for me. And next, I need to check their attendance, right? And by the way, there are interesting things that I always find that there are many students, we cannot say many, there are some students always disappeared after taking the quiz. So unfortunately, they will be considered as absent on that day. It is based on professors' regulation. So I cannot help them. They need to make efforts to make up with their attendance grades. And next also, I will make the records for their grades like the quiz and like their midterm exam or final exam, something like that. And also their discussed response on the iLearning system because the professor always will put some discussed questions for them on the system and they can give more on response or opinions on the system. And besides, I will take some photos for myself and professor during the class. It is something like as a record for me to memorize this unique experience to be a TA in this semester or also last semester. And as the paper I printed out here, I will show you like here. Can you see clearly? Here, these photos, it shows that my students, the other class students, the class for the English, called 大一英文. My students have taken the final exam, and because they are taking the final exam, I just can took the photos for them, but I can't say anything, so I printed it out for you guys. And here, the next picture shows that this is the Western literature courses. My students are they are discussing in groups and wrote down their thoughts on the whiteboard. And here has another one. Here, also the upper photos here. This person is my professor, Professor He. He is looking at the whiteboard, looking at the contents the students write down, and also here, closer for you to look clearly. Here, my professor are looking the students writing their opinions for the context. And after the class in the morning, I also need to make a record for the students who spoke up in the class. And after that, then I will lock the classroom, return the keys, and I will go back to our study room, or you can call it the research room, where we can have a brief rest here. And now I'm gonna to show you our research room. Okay, here as you can see is our research room for the master students. So you can see that every master student has their own table and desk, and providing a good and comfortable space for us to study here. And here is my most favorite place, a space for us, the sofa place. The environment here is perfect, right? I think it's comfortable for me to stay here, but say it secretly. Shh. We usually chat here, and sometimes we will have the so-called gathering here, eating and chatting in a cozy way. And also later I will show you we have a sofa here, and we can just lie on the sofa and just feel you are at home, something like that. And go back to my point mentioned before, I usually had my lunch in research room here, and I should eat fast since I had just 1 hour, even less than 1 hour to eat and rest. The reason is that I have the other TA class at 10 past 1 p.m. and it is the class for the same professor but different students, and the lesson called the freshman English. And what I have to do is the same things as the morning I did. I need to open the classroom and wait for students to have their quiz. And the quiz in this course is listening comprehension. I think it's the most challenging for students, I think. And this course was usually undergoing in a discussion way. For example, professor provided more questions and time for them to discuss in groups, and will be invited to share their thoughts on the stage. And what I play the role is I will lead the discussion, and I will go through the groups listening to their own opinions, and sometimes I will chat with them, trying to make them feel more relaxed and released. Don't be too nervous to speak up on the stage. And there is an interesting activity in this course. That is, I have to make my own lesson plan and teach for about 15 minutes. So I will show the contents with you here. Like I gave them the feedback according to their writing in their midterm exam. And also, I share some interesting slangs with students and invited them to guess the meanings. And next, I also invited them to figure out what is the difference between 北节 and 高节. So, do you know the difference? You can guess and tell me under the videos. You can send a message for me, and also I have put a related some issues that related to our daily life. It's called 晶晶体, and we so-called code switching in this course. And I give them some videos to laugh and tell them what is the term's meanings. And also, it's interesting and funny. I create some sentence we call 晶晶体 with them and invite some students to speak up the sentence, and they laugh and play funny. And in the end of my lessons, I put some questions in the Kahoot, the interaction app, for them to play with me, and also the professor have played with us in a happy and a glad way. So my students have totally enjoyed my lessons, and I feel glad to have them in my lessons. I think the most interesting part for me, and also the ways for me to improve myself, is correct their writing. And this is their final exam paper this semester, and like this, I will correct their mistakes, the spelling mistakes, or the grammar, and also sometimes I will give them some feedback. So when they receive their exam paper back, they can see my comments. So the above is my one day of being teaching assistant. It's busy, right? Even if it is busy in my life, but I think it is a good experience for me because I can gain more teaching experience and get closer to the students. So it is my sharing vlog with you, and I hope see you next time. Bye bye. I hope you like it.